Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Joining me right here today is Bill Abernathy. Bill, how you doing today?
Just living the dream, Kayden. Just living the dream, man. How about you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. It's always fun. We always have such good conversations.
Absolutely. Why don't we take a minute for those that don't know much about you to introduce yourself and tell us how you got started in music?
Okay, well, I'm Bill Abernathy. Clearly, I've been doing music kind of full time for about the last 10 years. My story is a bit long, but I started when I was a kid and played music all over the Midwest. And when I was 19, I gave that up due to some health issues and went and got a real job, if you want to call it that, and did that real job for about 43 and a half years. And the big announcement, I think, since the last time Kate and I talked, is I actually have retired from that now. November 20th, 2000, or November 17th, 2020. And I hung up the corporate cleats and now I'm just doing music. So since I've been going, I've now released 5 albums, and I've been pretty fortunate to be with the right people, and they're taking good care of me, and Kayden is one of those. So I appreciate all the help that you give us, all us independent guys, Kayden.
Oh, no problem. Anytime. If someone was to take the time to write a song about you and your personality, what do you think that they would write about?
Well, if the song isn't called "Living the Dream," it would be a misnomer, right? So I've kind of, as my dad used to say, my dad used to tell me that he'd seen the elephants and heard the owls, which is his way of saying he'd been around a bit. And
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done the corporate gig. I raised kids. Both my kids were big time athletes, and I chased them literally all over the world, watching them play. That was kind of fun. And when I got back into the music thing, I've had a lot of fun with it. So I've had a pretty good time. Not to say that I've been bumps along the road, but I've had a good time with it, and I really enjoy doing what I do.
That is awesome. Now you have the album, which is called More. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's an album that I've kind of always wanted to make, and Caden, you're familiar with my music, so I tend to bounce around in genres quite a bit. And this album is one of those, and I think it does it even more so than the previous records. So we've got a little rock and roll, we've got a little folk, we've got a little folk rock, we've got a little country, we've got some pure acoustic stuff. We've even got a yacht rock song, which is yeah, yacht rock,
Wow.
baby, busted out the yacht rock. So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun making it. I was pretty fortunate to work with some really, really great people, and it's pretty versatile, and we're having a lot of fun with it. It's always fun to see what song lands on what radio station. So to me, that's fun.
Absolutely. Just never give up on what you're doing with that. I think it's really awesome to get indie radio playing your music. I think that's just an incredible feeling because a lot of the mainstream stations, unfortunately, won't play independent music. So,
That's because the independent artists don't have enough money.
exactly, exactly. That's all they want is the money. They
Mhm.
don't care about anything else,
Exactly.
unfortunately.
Somebody was asking me the other day about Grammys, and they said, "What do you?" They said, "What about Grammys?" And I said, "Well, I've made it to the second list 3 times
Mhm.
regarding with Grammys." And they said, "Well, why did you go any further?" And I said, "I didn't have a $500,000 to drop on it." So
Exactly.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's a thing.
It is totally a thing.
Yeah,
No matter how much money you have behind you, they're just gonna put that first. That's all they want. It's
it's the industry. It's a business.
exactly.
They've got a job to do just like everybody else.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Exactly. So what do you like doing outside of music? Do you have any hobbies, interests, anything like that? I know you just told me you retired, so
Well, I mentioned that I chased my kids all over the world. Both of them were ball players and
Yep.
Division 1 full ride athletes. My son played a little bit of pro baseball, and so I now have grandkids. And yeah, that's right. grandkids. See this gray in my beard, man? Yeah. I didn't get that gray out of that bottle, man. I earned every bit of that. So I have grandkids. I have two 18-year-old twin boys who keep me pretty busy, and I have a 6-year-old granddaughter who is hell on wheels. And so I can only imagine that she is going to keep me pretty tied up. She's one of those that when she walks into my loft, she walks halfway down the hall, puts her hand on her hip, and says, "Where's my present?" So yeah, I think she might be a little high maintenance, but she's a hoot and love her to tears. So yeah, the grandkids keep me pretty busy. I'm also a huge football fan, and that's why I was tickled to death that this interview was set up on a Tuesday, because all I do on Tuesday is review games that I didn't get to watch over the weekend. So I watch a lot of football, college and pro, and absolutely love it. Have a good time. Of course, I'm in Kansas City, so we have this team
Hmm.
here that's called the Chiefs. That
Yep.
they're not bad. They're not bad. They're kind of fun to watch. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. And I think you said today is Tuesday. It's actually um
Oh hell, it's Monday.
I was gonna say for a second I put my mind back and I'm saying you're going, is it Tuesday? And I'm like, no, I don't do interviews on Tuesday. So it threw me off for a second. That's why I paused and I'm like, what? There's no way. Yeah, it's Monday. Okay. I was
Listen,
kind of
man. Yeah, that's the bane of being retired. You really don't know what day it is, and you really don't care. You just
yeah,
don't care. Yeah. Yeah.
for sure, for sure. So people want to learn more about you, Bill. Where can they find you?
The best place to go is just go to billabernathy.com. It's my website. You can find out just about anything you want about me that I am willing to share. And you can see all the records and all the reviews and all the interviews and all that stuff out there. And we're now populating the more tab on that website quickly. So we've gotten some really nice reviews. I've done some pretty cool interviews, and so if you could go out there, you could find out about me, my history, where I came from. You can also find out about all the different music that I've made over the course of the years. So that's the best spot to go. And of course, from there, you can find all of the social media links, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it's called these days, all the other ones, right? So rather than having to remember 9,000 handles to 9,000 sites, you could just go to billabernathy.com and it's kind of your one-stop shop to find out about me.
So if you had an opportunity to go anywhere in the world and perform, where would you go and why would you go there?
Well, I would like to review what I didn't get to do during COVID. So I was asked to play in this big festival in Europe, and COVID came, and I didn't get to go. And I would like to go back and do that for no other reason than the setting was in a castle, this really
Hmm.
cool old castle. I've been to a bunch of castles. I've been to Europe, I don't even know how many times, but to play for a large crowd on the drawbridge of a castle just sounded like, yeah, I could pull that off. That sounds like something I could do. That'd be fun. Yeah.
For sure. And Bill, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention here on the show before we go today?
No, just okay. I'm just tickled to death that you're doing this. I've noticed that I follow you a little bit on social media, and I've noticed that you've got a lot of things going on. You're making a lot of progress. You're doing stuff, man. You're shaking and baking, and
Hmm.
that's cool to see. For an old dude like me, to see somebody that's maybe not as old as I am, really going out and making a mark and doing what they've got to do to be successful in this industry. I'm going to give you a little bit of love because that's really cool. And congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. I will say, since the last time we spoke in 2021, I still have it in my calendar. I don't remember what day it was. Actually, I got to look back. But
It was
um,
probably Tuesday. I'm
yeah,
joking.
I'll have to
Yeah.
check. I'll have to check after. Imagine if it was a Tuesday.
That could have been a
Yeah,
Tuesday. Who knows, right?
yeah, for sure. Well, Bill Abernathy, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We definitely appreciate your time and support for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayden. Have a great evening, man.